I'm kind of like gonna do a review for the Seven Deadly Sins, Prisoners of the Sky, and what's gonna be unique about this review is if you look there on my TV, is I'm actually doing the review and I haven't finished watching the movie, but I don't want you to take into that as a bad thing. The reason, because I'm practically near the end, it's at 1 hour 20 minutes with only 18 minutes to go, basically. And this is a lot of things confuse me about the movie because what's happened with the Seven Deadly Sins is we've got, sorry about that, is we've got seasons 1 and 2 with a few OVAs in between that did next to friggin' nothing for the show. Season 1's a friendly introduction. Season 2 is the build up of the Ten Commandments and them taking over some places. I want to know where this movie's supposed to fit in because they're hinting constantly throughout it about the Ten Commandments. So I'm guessing the Ten Commandments are here, but I'm just gonna say it. This movie's absolute fucking garbage in comparison to the TV series, and I can easily justify this. This is easily justified, and it's pretty similar to most movies that are based on an anime series are trash. I actually thought the My Hero Academia movie that came out in 2018 was garbage because one thing you see in it is so many questions get asked in the movie. It's similar to Seven Deadly Sins. So many if you're watching this and you've watched both season 1 and season 2 of Seven Deadly Sins, I don't understand how people can say that this is a good movie. Constantly throughout the movie, the plot itself is weak as shit. The trailer comes out and you see angel wings, and from what we know in the show, the goddess race are basically angels. So the overhypeness is that, oh, we're going to get to see the goddess race. First of all, you're not going to see the goddess race. You get introduced to celestials, which are the descendants of the goddess race, and if you're expecting any cool, awesome power out of the celestials, that's your first letdown. This race are a bunch of incompetent idiots. Absolute fucking idiots. They're weak. They have no unique abilities to their own. And they follow something about a holy pig. Basically, Hawk gets mistaken for a messiah out of these assholes, and even the writing in the movie contradicts itself. Like it's so stupid to watch this movie. The only thing that the goddess race has that's immensely powerful is a sword that looks like it might be a sword that came from the goddess race, either from like an archangel or something. If they do reveal that in the story, I'm not up to it. So, but fuck, it's a powerful sword with the impression to kill demons. And apparently they got a demon seal. Ooh, they have this Day of Ruin where demons show up. And oh god, it's... You know when people get mistaken for other people, there's actually a lot of simile, but basically in this movie it's because a blonde kid from the goddess race with wings. That's the first glimpse that this movie's shit. When Meliodas gets exchanged with the blonde kid from there, he actually rises out of a lake, and they find him out of the lake. And when you see Meliodas and the pig, he doesn't have his wings there. Obviously, because it's Meliodas, he doesn't have wings. The kid has wings, and they find Meliodas wingless, and no one recognizes. They're like, "Oh, here, put a jacket on, and everything. You're all good. Welcome, my son." Like, they mistake Meliodas for Salad for the whole fucking movie. You'll be an hour and 11 minutes in before this race actually comes to the conclusion that Meliodas is is not this person that they believe he is. Oh, it's so... This race is a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers. This was a huge letdown if you expected something great from the Celestials or Goddess race. This big fuck up. And then there's the power scaling that comes into it. And it's ironic that the power scaling in this movie is so bad, considering that power scaling is something that got introduced in Season 2. That's the cornerstone of Season 2. basically Hawk running around telling everyone's power levels, so you can kind of get the gist of who's about to get their ass kicked just based on power levels. It's something that the fandom of Seven Deadly Sins didn't take too lightly to. They didn't like this power level shit because power levels is kind of like what Dragon Ball series is ruined because of power levels, because it doesn't make sense anymore. This movie makes the show look fucking ridiculous. Improper use of abilities. We know the Seven Deadly Sins all have very unique abilities. So most of the time when they're in battles, they go off into one-on-one battles, so you can properly see the use of their abilities in combat. Sometimes they pair up here and there. In this, they're battling this creature called Indra at this point, which is... First of all, the bad guys. You see the Black Knights, the 6 Black Knights that come out of this seal. And they're a huge letdown. There's no complicated story to these 6 Black Demon Knights that are supposedly as powerful as the Ten Commandments, which they are not. Basically, it's that their leader wanted to be a Ten Commandment, and Meliodas didn't pick him. So he got the shits and got a band of reject demons and created the 6 Black Knights. That's his whole story. And then the leader, he actually meets Meliodas and is battling him, and he doesn't recognize Meliodas. Apparently, in order to recognize Meliodas, he really needs to change his eye color and grow his tattoo, because obviously the guy that you've had a grudge against for 3,000 years, you don't recognize him with green eyes. You don't recognize his power level. The aura that people generate. You're supposed to sense this shit fucking miles away. All of them are supposed to be able to do this. This asshole's fighting the guy he has a grudge against, and he doesn't even know it. It's so fucking stupid. Oh yeah, I'm stronger than the Ten Commandments now. No, you're not. You're fucking weaker than the Ten Commandments. and oh god. It's literally, this movie should be called The Seven Deadly Sins, the Ten Commandment discount reject shop version. And this Indra monster, throughout it, you get to see like King using fossilization on one of the 6 knights, and you're like, wow, he just turned him to stone, instant kill, because it's an OP ability. And then later on, when they're versing the big Indra crunch, oh god, we can't beat this thing, it's so fucking powerful. Second configuration, do this, and it does nothing, and you're like, dude, why don't you just turn your spear to fossilization and turn the creature to stone? Why doesn't Ban, Ban's got the thieving ability, why doesn't he just rip the hearts out of the fucking enemy? Instead he just, I'll hold my sticky. Yes, I'll hold my sticky. I'll defend him. I won't rip his hearts out. You're looking at Escanor, the biggest hyped up motherfucker of Season 2. Oh, it's late in the day, but I still got shit tons of power. I'll grab his tail. I won't summon a sun. I won't use my axe. I'll stand here and grab his tail. You got Diane summoning those 2 shitty golems that she does in Season 2, and the whole premise of Season 2 is that create golems that look like people they're more powerful. And yet, these 2 shitty version goblins are holding back the bloody Indra. And I'm like, this Indra's thing is supposed to be immensely powerful. And these 2 shitty golems with no power are holding it back. So it's improper use of power. It's all... And then the stupidest part is actually where I'm up to. It's why I decided to do with the review, because at this point it just pissed me off to all hell. Is that at some point Meliodas gets stabbed by this sacred sword that they got, and it reveals his demon self. And I'm like, Season 2, it's well established that Meliodas can't die, so I don't feel any bad for Meliodas. This cunt can't die. I'm like, and then there's the premise. It's like, to actually kill Meliodas, they had to stab him in his 7 hearts, because he's a demon, he has 7 hearts. He gets stabbed once by this sword, it fucking kills him. It doesn't need to stab his hearts. And I'm just like, right now, Meliodas is in purgatory, probably having a conversation with his dad, gone for a walk. He'll be back soon, he can't be killed anyway, so what the fuck the point of this sword? And then they're having this argument. Oh, we should pull the sword out of Meliodas. You know, let him come back to life. And the father, he's the biggest dickhead in the whole movie. He makes the celestial race look like biggest dickheads on the planet. He's like, oh, we can't do that, son. Got to leave the sword in him. That's meant to kill demons. It's holding him at bay. I'm like, dude, Indra, that big fucking creature who's clearly stronger than him, is coming towards to destroy your city. And the only thing in your entire celestial race that has any chance of killing him is that fucking sword. And you're like, nah, leave it in Meliodas. As long as Meliodas is contained, you know, the guy that came to your world, that's been protecting your world, that's defended your life. It's infuriating. The only thing that can defend your race is that sword, and you're not going to use it because it's holding Meliodas at bay. The guy that's been saving your life. At this point, in terms of world building, I'm just like, I want the Celestials to die. These people don't deserve to live. My God, if the goddess race ever comes back in Seven Deadly Sins at some point in the anime, if I maybe start reading the manga, if they come back at some point, I want them to meet the Celestials and just go, what the fuck? These people are idiots. Oh God, it's like, we know, like, I know 18 minutes to go, they're gonna take the sword out. Meliodas is gonna come back to life happily ever after they defeat the Indra creature for no fucking reason. It's like I said, movies based on anime series, they don't do well, and there's one very simple reason for that. The TV series are based off the manga. In most situations, they're based off the manga. So all the good shit you're getting out of Seven Deadly Sins is coming from the manga. All the good shit you're getting from My Hero Academia is coming from the manga. It's professional writers writing a good story. That's why it got turned into an anime. And these movies are not based off any manga. They're just filler bullshit with stupid storylines. And you know what? I was hoping for something. I think we all were hoping for a lot more with this movie, because we saw the wings, we thought goddess, we saw demons, and we know demons who have like human bodies are supposed to, or like different unique demons with unique bodies are supposed to be immensely powerful. All of the demons in this movie are a fucking joke. And the Seven Deadly Sins, you get to see some cool animation, like the looks of the movie, graphic wise, the music. It's similar to how I look at Ruby. The animation's gotten better, obviously, because it's movie sponsored. It's not spread out over a series, so they can pour as much into it as they want. Music's great, animation's great. The plot is stupid, and the characters' powers are not used properly. And and some of the characters are just written to be absolute idiots for the sake of this stupid plot. If I had to, like, if I give it out of 10, probably give this movie like a 2 or 3. It's horrible plot-wise. It's got the stupidest fucking plot. And if a movie doesn't have a good plot, Jesus Christ, what do you want from it? It's absolute garbage. So, I don't know. Hope for season 3 of Seven Deadly Sins. Hope we're going to get the 10 Commandments back. Avoid any future movie. If best description to sum up this review? Nah, I reckon I was gonna say this is the fairy tale of Seven Deadly Sins, with the power of friendship and all the fucking bullshit. But I'm gonna give fairy tale even more credit and say that because it's based off the manga, it does its job a bit better in storytelling and stuff. Whereas this movie is just fucking wrong. Like, I'll say this much. If you like this movie, if you actually sit, watch it and go, oh, it's so true to the characters, oh, it's got such a great plot and everything, you must be one of the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. It just goes to say, the plot's dumb. If you like this movie, there's seriously something wrong with you as a person.